Astra Vortex is a yet unreleased game from IndyMind that has been generously given to Game Over Hell by the devs themselves for a preview of the game and the channel. This is a meditational space navigation game with roguelike elements where there isn't really a clear objective other than exploring this planetoid you find yourself in. You are here in a similar vein to Iron Lung, where you navigate through enclosed spaces in a grid and find things to do. While the meditational part is done in a great way, especially because of the soundtrack that plays from time to time, I think there are some game design decisions that hold this game back on being something that I would boot up just to pass some time. Flying the ship around was not one of those problems. I think the controls were pretty self-explanatory and the idea is simple. You move around in zero gravity, so this can be kind of treated like you're piloting a drift car. When you have enough room to jet around, it can be quite fun. But in tight spaces, it becomes a bit tricky and is required to have some finesse to fit through some of the gaps, which can be an issue considering that the hitbox or the walls seem to be a little bit bigger than they visually are. So you may just lightly graze your wing on it and be bounced back a little bit, ruining that alignment that you thought were perfect, and now it definitely isn't. Sometimes these little guys called clingers will also, cling onto your ship and steer it around against your will, which wouldn't be too bad since you can just hit them to a wall and that will get rid of them. The problem is that some of them get stuck in places that are really tough to remove, almost as if the hitbox for your ship is larger than the clinger itself. This becomes quite bad because then you just have this dude messing up your piloting with pretty much no way to get rid of it, and what's more, now you're attracting gunfire onto your ship whenever you pass by a turret. Alright, so flying around and exploring is the main appeal, but what else is there to do? In some of the areas you can find docking stations that will have people to talk to, buy equipment and items, and you can take on and fulfill requests offered by the people you can talk to. The very first request you can take is pretty straightforward. You collect something in another sector and bring it back. Your contact, who is kind of the guiding man for your mission here, tells you to go to Sector C5 to check with the station there and know how to proceed. So I try to find ways to reach the sector, but I'm barred by gates and I don't know how to open them. Will anyone tell me how to open them? Nope. Do I have any options to talk to people on how to open them? Nope. Now I'm stuck in this tiny area of the planetoid without really knowing what to do, and I'm barred by gates I can't open. Will that first guy tell me again what I should be doing, just to make sure I didn't read something else by accident? No. That's mainly what pulls this game back for me. There are other aspects that are certainly frustrating, like a certain mission I can take where I fix a generator at Sector C3, just to then need to deal with countless laser guns shooting at seemingly random intervals, and it's really difficult to dodge them, especially because I can barely see some of them on my screen and I'm already too busy trying not to go too far and get shot and die and have to go back to the station without insurance and without any items and... yeah. Anyway, that happens a lot, and it's not really something good to happen in a game where I'm just trying to relax a little bit while playing. But there's also just this lacking feeling of any sort of progression, I go to a station, ask some questions, I'm answered in overall lore of the world. I grab a job, I do the job, return, and all they tell me is, oh yeah man, good job. Okay, what now? Talk to them again, and it's just the same thing. I know that I could just go somewhere else and do whatever mission another this station has, but the issue becomes, how am I supposed to know if this other station won't just do the same thing? Like, sure, I could fly around and repair generators and mine crystals, but when will I get to go deeper into the planetoid? I guess the point I'm trying to build here is twofold. One side is that if I at least wasn't barred by the gates, I could just keep on exploring the planetoid and see what I could find, and I wouldn't have many problems with that. Sure, it probably wouldn't last long, but at least I wouldn't be feeling stuck. The other side is that it would be nice to have some form of guidance at all. Many things in a game are built and referred to as if you already are an expert on what they are. I had to send an email to the dev to even know how to save the game. It's with insurance, by the way. You buy insurance so you can save the game.
I think the game could be a little more forgiving, at least during the first hour or so, and offer some other method of dealing with the hostile things. The music helps set the right atmosphere, and although I had trouble getting used to it, the controls make perfect sense for this concept. I didn't have much trouble understanding the stations and their features, but I think the description should have been more focused strictly on telling what everything does, instead of giving the in-lore context. I think most people would get lost in the long explanation of every item and upgrade. My feedback for this would be to explain the function first, briefly, then the lore.
In the end, if some kinks are ironed out and mechanics are better explained, I think this does have the potential of being a nice game to relax to. But better ways to deal with the enemies that fly around and mess with your life would be incredibly welcome, because I don't think that meditation is just about going around and mining crystals, but also shooting some stuff for the heck of it. Thanks again for IndyMind for the preview keys, and I hope I wasn't too harsh on the game. I hope you have a great day and be well.